All right, I have with me today Charles Miller, who is the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Kelley School of Business at IUPUI. Charles, first of all, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So with this one, we've done a lot of interviews with schools as a whole and what it takes to get in as a whole. But I think it's important with the bigger, well-known schools that colleges have inside of their college as a whole to also see about that. So you are IUPUI Kelley School of Business. Why don't you just talk us through that? Tell us a little bit about this Kelley School of Business there at IUPUI, what majors you have, and kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Kelley School of Business is in two locations, in Bloomington and in Indianapolis. So we've been here in this location since 1974. And so we have all the advantages of a business program that has been around for as long as the IU School of Business, since 1920. We also have the incredible opportunity to be located in Indianapolis. We've been able to forge relationships with companies, with employers for our students over the last 50 years. And over a third of the state of Indiana's commerce takes place within Indianapolis city limits. And that's where we are. So that's what's happening in our backyard. So that affords us a few unique opportunities with our I-Corps experience. We're able to have businesses come to our location to work with students in that experience. Our students are able to get internships, and oftentimes those can lead to full-time jobs in the city as well. And that location and the reputation of the Kelley School of Business is part of the reason why we have a 98% job placement rate for our recent graduates within 90 days of graduation. And that's going on to be employed in their field or going on to graduate school. So it's an incredible opportunity for students who want a high quality business education where business is happening in the state of Indiana, which like I said, a good portion of that takes place downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. It's right. You're right in the thick of things right there. So as far as the I guess getting into the Kelley School of Business, there's a little bit of a difference between getting into there and IUPUI, I'm assuming, but what are kind of the admissions requirements for that to get into there?
Yeah, and that's a great question. So the way that process works is a student would apply to IUPUI just like they would at any other school, and then indicate on their application that they're interested in studying business. So that's a key part of it. And when you say you want to study business, that flags your application for review by us for direct admission. And I think that's something that you mentioned earlier. So there are a few ways that a student can get into the Kelley School here at IUPUI. There's the direct admit, which is coming right out of high school, or we have standard admit, which is for a student who's already at IUPUI. So direct admit, you would need to have a 3.2 overall GPA with a 24 on the ACT or an 1170 on the SAT. Or if a student chooses to apply test optional in the state of Indiana, that would be a 3.5 overall GPA with an academic or technical honors diploma.
Okay.
And if that was confusing, all that information is available on the website as well. So that's direct admit right out of high school. Or if a student doesn't meet those standards right away, or they change their mind once they're here, there's two opportunities for what we call standard admission as well. So you would be a pre-business student, and then at the end of your freshman or your sophomore year, we just changed this from an application to a certification because we were finding that was a pain point for students. Submitting another application, they were getting nervous about it. We're trying to bring as many students in here as we can. We want to help students be successful. So we will reach out to students proactively when they meet those requirements. And that would be 30 credit hours with 7 specific classes and a 3.0 GPA at the end of a student's freshman year.
Okay. Okay. So it's good to know that even if you're not direct admit, there's still an opportunity for you to get in get in
Yep,
down.
and those are still 4-year degree plans as well. That's something that can be confusing. You're still on a 4-year track, whether you're direct admit or pre-business.
Okay. Okay. Now, what are some of the majors that you have, or different programs that you have within the Kelley School of Business there?
Yeah, so here at IUPUI, we have 6 majors that we offer. We have accounting, finance, supply chain management, human resources management, and marketing.
Okay.
So those are our 6 main majors, and then we offer 2 co-majors in international studies and real estate. So those are paired with one of those existing 6. And the great thing about the Kelley curriculum is, if a student isn't sure which degree they want to get, but they know they want to do business, that's okay. You don't have to officially declare a major actually until your junior year.
Okay.
So you'll be able to take the same core business classes, and you can say, I took a finance class and I really, really like that. I think I want to do finance. Or if you're anything like me, I took an accounting class and I'd like to avoid that as much as possible for as long as possible. So you get a chance to see, while you're already here, what it is you really like or what it is you don't like as much. So you don't have to know that right away.
Yeah. So you get an opportunity to kind of go through all of those.
Yep.
Now, as far as like taking classes there and working through all the classes, what would kind of a 4-year plan, obviously you don't have to go through everything, but a 4-year plan look like? And then as far as the classes that you would take this year, maybe your freshman year, you take a couple, 1 or 2 business classes along with your prereqs. And then as you get further into the classes, how would that look? And then how do you build internships in there?
Yeah, so there are a few things that I wanna touch on there. With sample degree plans or degree maps, IU, and this is for all of the IU campuses, there's a degree map system, and if you Google, IU degree maps, you can pull it up and filter by campus and get sample 4-year plans for certainly all of the Kelley degrees. I believe it's all the degrees in the system. So that's a great resource for students as well. Typically what happens in the first few years, students are going to be taking some of their foundational courses. So you'll be, like I said, you'll have the opportunity to take classes in different areas of study, getting some of your core IUPUI courses, some of the general education requirements done, and your core business courses. Again, that gives students an opportunity to get experiences in different areas. It also allows them to have a really strong foundation from which to move forward. And then typically in a student's junior year, first semester junior year, is when we have our I-Core experience. And so that's a crucial part of the Kelley curriculum here and in Bloomington. So here we're able to have businesses come to our site, come to the location at the beginning of the semester, and students will be paired in groups, and the business will present a problem that they're experiencing. And it could be anything. Our partners have been anywhere from locally owned bakeries to national retailers. So our students then work throughout the courses they're taking that semester. It's the I-Core experience is woven through all of those courses. And then at the end of the term, they present to those business leaders in the classrooms. The hallway with classrooms is over that direction. What their solution is. And students have the ability to say, we think you should introduce this product, or we think you should make this change to this product. Or sometimes students might even say, we know that you wanted to move in this direction, but based on all of the research that we did and all the plans that we did, you just shouldn't do that because you're not going to make your money back. So it's an opportunity for students to get some real world business problem solving under their belts. And then after I-Core is when you really start to get into the specifics of your chosen major. So it's really when you start to get into some of those 300, 400 level classes that are really getting down into the specifics of your 1 or even 2 chosen majors.
Yeah. And then would they do internships at that point, or how do you have those?
So that really varies from student to student. And we have a resource that we have in our office here. We have our career services team. And so we have some individuals who are in employer relations and some individuals who are in like career counseling. And so they'll work with students. Our career counseling team will work with students to help them reach their goals, whatever it might be. So if they're looking for an internship in a particular area, a student can work with the career counseling team as well as our academic advising team to find a time in their schedule where that works best. If they want to do a semester-long internship, or it's incredibly common for students to do summer internships, it really just depends from student to student what works best for them.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, it is an option, which is
Yes.
always good. That experience is right there. So
absolutely.
Okay. So just kind of the last thing here, you've got IUPUI. Am I still there? We go. I think
hey, there you are.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got IUPUI, Kelley School Business in Indianapolis, IU Kelley School Business in Bloomington. And obviously, you know, you all work together, you share ideas and everything. If a student's kind of up in the air with the two, why would you say they should attend IUPUI?
So that's a great question. And the truth is, and this is what I think, no one school is going to be right for every student, and no student is going to be a perfect fit at every school. So if there's a student that is in between the two, I would say go visit both campuses, look at what the experience is like and what's really important to individual students. I grew up in the Indianapolis area, and so when I graduated from high school, I went off to school out of state. Some of my friends went to Kelley in Bloomington and lived on campus and absolutely loved their experiences. Some students came to IUPUI and Kelley and commuted from home and lived for a few years on campus at IUPUI. They both individually loved their experiences. If they would have switched places, they would have been miserable because they were different people and different things were important to them in their college experience. And so for individual students, I would say go visit both places. Think about what's important to you. Do you want to be in Bloomington? Do you want a more residential campus? Do you want to be in Indianapolis and have a more urban campus? What kind of class size are you looking for? What are your financial aid opportunities in different locations? So thinking about some of those things, no student is going to make the same, or no, like I said, no school is right for every student. Right. So I would say, think about what's most important to you, what kind of experience you're hoping for. If you have questions, reach out and let us know. But ultimately, they're different experiences, and different students thrive in different environments.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like that. That's very good. And I guess I lied on the last question.
That's okay.
This is pretty basic one. So IUPUI, it's come out recently that they're going to switch a little bit. Now, from what I understand, my thought is that it's not going to affect Kelley School of Business. Is that correct?
To my knowledge. So there's a lot of things about that are still up in the air. The Kelley School of Business has always been an IU campus, and we will continue to be here as the Kelley School of Business in Indianapolis. Like I said, there's a lot that's up in the air and a lot that I don't have information on yet, but I wouldn't expect it to affect us at all. Students are still going to be getting the same degree, going to have the same experience here in Indianapolis.
Okay. Yeah. I was kind of, when I talked to someone else who was the person for the whole IUPUI as a whole, that's kind of the way it seemed. It seemed like anything that was an IU portion of it was staying, and then the Purdue ones were the ones that were more in flux.
Yeah, that's my understanding of the situation right now. But that is, of course, subject to change over the next couple of years.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you very much, Charles. I really appreciate the time for doing this. And Kelley School of Business, obviously world known, and so we have it just right up the road as well. It's a great opportunity. So thank you once again, Charles Miller, Assistant Director of Admissions, Kelley School of Business, IUPUI.